This is MotoGarage MotoMeet number 10. Thank you for tuning in. We've got some fun stuff in store for you tonight. This is the last official meeting in my house, which if you notice, it's a different house. Katie and I, we just recently moved to be near the shop. So this is the last in-house meeting. We're kind of cramped here, so bear with us. The next month will be at the shop, which is going to be exciting. But without further ado, what we're doing is we're going to talk about the pre-move-in meeting before the big move in a couple weeks. So this meeting's going to cover some fun stuff on that. MotoGarage, if this is your first time tuning in, is a community DIY shop that we've been developing for over a year now, a year and a half or so, and it's finally come to fruition. Get the keys this October 1st. We're going to have hopefully a soft kind of launch towards the end of October is the goal. But you'll be able to get access before that soft launch, which Katie's going to talk about later on tonight. So with that being said, I'd like to kind of discuss our operation plans for the next couple weeks. So when we do get the keys to the shop, we've got to do some plumbing work, and we've got to do our equipment setup. So once we go live in the end of October, we hope to offer what we're calling right now is the open door rollout. And what that's going to be is a way for you, the community, to come in our shop, bring your bike in, and see what it's all about. You know, get the DIY experience for free. You know, the bay time is going to be free. You know, to be determined how many hours per week or per month. But the idea is to get you in, get you acclimated into a DIY shop, get you comfortable with it, and then help us, in turn, help us structure the pay structure, the membership structure, and all that. So that's what we're doing. I'm Matt Milford. I'm kind of the one of the co-founders. This is Katie over here to the left.
Hello, Katie Milford. I handle primarily the legal, accounting, and additional items behind the scenes. I'll turn it over to Lauren.
And I am the marketing, social media guru, I guess you could say, if I want to toot my own horn. And I handle all the calendar and social events and the planning and the rides, and responsible for getting all the swag, which we will discuss later, and yeah, everything like that.
Absolutely. Event planning and all the fun stuff,
yes.
And finally have a place to do it in. So that's going to be something fun we're going to talk about a little bit. And then let's go to Mark back there.
Hey guys, yeah, Mark here. I do the IT side of the house. I'm working on the website, some new things I'll talk about later, as well as the actual network of computers and wireless internet, and lastly the arcade for the MotoGarage.
Yes.
And I think we're going to Greg next.
Yes, I'm Greg. I'm the shop janitor, so I'll just be dealing with cleaning up every day. You'll see.
Well, if you spill oil all the time, Greg, you're going to become the janitor.
Exactly, exactly. So I am the shop foreman, which means I get to do all the fun stuff. Working on the bikes with everyone, helping everyone out, teaching classes, dealing with tools, equipment, things like that. So.
Perfect. Yeah, the shop foreman, and what Mark's going to unveil later tonight is probably going to be the most fun thing we've unveiled in a while. So it's going to be a fun meeting. But back to the operation of the shop. So we're having this open door rollout, and what we're looking at is to have it through the end of 2015. So we're going to have a couple months where you'll be able to bring in a bike, winterize it, work on it for free. You can order parts through us, so we'll help you order parts online, and then Greg will be available to help you out with anything along the way. So that's the idea. The hours, what we're intentionally setting up for now is we're gonna have one weekday open, and then both days of the weekend open. We think Saturday is gonna be the super hot day. So that's the idea. So the open door rollout, that kind of some of the details of that is going to be unveiled in a update probably in a couple weeks. So that's kind of a first glance at that. But I'd like to turn it over to Greg, who's got some fun stuff for us about some of the classes that we're going to be offering.
Yes, classes. So Matt and I have been talking for a while about how we wanted to structure the classes and everything. And really our concept is to have someone come in at any level and be able to find a class that suits their needs, and not only find just a class, but we wanted to develop sort of a pathway to give someone the ability to just almost become their own mechanic. Introduce them to the shop, introduce them to tools and everything. So the class structure we're still in progress of making. Hopefully we'll have more on that at the next meeting. But yeah, I think it's just going to be really well suited for any level mechanic, and definitely mostly hands-on, which is the good stuff. So other than classes, Matt and I did our first tool move-in recently. So because we're both huge hoarders and we had a lot of stuff from a lot of projects, we'll have a lot of fun things for, I mean, everything from like a 100-pound box full of nuts and bolts to wheels and tires and engines, and we'll have a lot of stuff in the shop for people to get their hands on, spare parts, and just things for people to tinker with. You know, practice changing a tire, practice taking some stuff apart. So it's all good things, and we're getting, based on that, what we found that we initially had, we're doing our first equipment order, which we're going to get all of our stuff in. I don't know why all you guys are laughing right now.
We have distraction.
Pizza.
Unfortunately, the delivery time is.
I was like, did the camera freeze and my face is in some weird position
and then
or
the cat
something?
is jumping up right here, and the cat does not like me, so I'm
It's everything's going according to plan.
Of course.
But yeah, we did a really big equipment move. We got a motorcycle trailer. You know, it's tagged, title, plated, everything, so that's all good to go. And we're going to get our first equipment order into the shop about the first week of October, which is really, really awesome. We really honed down the list to just get all the necessities into the shop, so when people start coming in and checking the place out, they could see that, you know, we're a full-fledged shop, and, you know, you'll have all the tools there for you to fix your bike, whatever you need. So.
Absolutely. No, and some of the cool things you talked about, the class structuring, you know, we definitely, Greg and I have spent a lot of time talking about it, and one of the things we don't want to do is just present like a few kind of one-off classes. The idea is to build a tree or build a roadmap that you can use as a novice, beginner, or intermediate, or advanced mechanic, kind of see where you need to complement your skills or how to see where to start and kind of carry through. So that's going to be kind of neat. And then the equipment moving was a fun weekend. That was a blast. But some of the tools we can't order yet. You know, we've got our lifts and compressors, things like that, are 600 or 700 pounds. We hope to get them in the first weekend, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But now on to one of the more fun things tonight. Not saying yours isn't, Greg, but
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for making me feel so good.
I don't want you to follow after Mark just because it'd be difficult. But Mark, let's hear the spotlight for tonight.
That's so much pressure. Yeah, so again, I'm Mark. If you're just now tuning in, I do the IT side of the house. I do some of the more boring, mundane stuff, helping out with the webpage. We're building the network, ensuring that guests will have, for instance, free Wi-Fi in the lounge, stuff like that. But one of the things that, if you've been reading our updates, we've been building a little arcade machine for the shop, and as of today, we just got the control panel cut out and the buttons laid out and it working. Let me kind of show you. Now, I will say this before you go. We haven't cleaned it out, and we're gonna order stickers and repaint it. But the gist of it's there. So let me share this real quick. So this is what the initial layout is. We have the two players right now. Obviously, in the background, you get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles playing. Of course, there will be a free-to-play machine. Of course, this is what's kind of look out. You can kind of zoom in what you can see there. It's free to play, but you do notice there are coin slots here. So if you feel like donating a quarter or two for the arcade fund, by all means, go ahead. But that's done. I know if you were following, that was the last piece of the puzzle in the arcade to get it working. We've been able to play it before, but until now, we've never actually had the control panel. So we're good there. So we have the arcade running, and the idea was to get that in the day we get the keys to the shop. And the reason being is, first month there's gonna be some frustrating moments, and we'll need some kind of way to decompress. And that'll be it. In other words, me beating the crap out of Matt in an arcade game.
I don't know about that. We'll see. And then also, if you've been kind of keeping an eye on our website, we're kind of moving from
a visionary, this is our ideas, to now this is going to be the operation, so more operation versus development phase. Obviously, we're getting our keys October 1st, and you know, Matt said, you know, the soft launch, all that kind of stuff. But we're tuning the website to kind of move towards that focus. And with that, you'll see things such as a way to, once we do get bays working with reservations, we'll have, and again, it's in one of the old updates, but I'll pull pictures here real quick. We're using Super SAS as of right now. We'll see how it works. But that way you can, let's say you're at work on a Tuesday or a Friday and you want to reserve a bay. Well, you can just hop on the website, log into Super SAS, and add it here. Let me share this here real quick. And here's this. And of course, this will be embedded in our website. So you'll just be able to go to our website and just click on a tab. It'll probably be under services. We're still, like I said, we're still moving towards this operation approach. But the idea is that you can, not only you can add in, okay, my name is Beth Rose, I've got a 95 GX6R, and I'm going to do an oil change. That way, when you do reserve a spot, you know, say if you do an oil change in an hour or two, it's, you know, reasonable. If you do an engine rebuild for, you know, you expect to schedule 2 hours, Matt might give you a call, like, hey, all right, well, either you're going to work for us or you don't know what you're doing. And then also with that, you can also be able to, at some point soon, be able to see who's working on what and when. That's kind of neat too, right? Let's say, you know, if your friend, you know, your friend's working on a bike, you're like, hey, you know, John, he's working on his old Yamaha Maxim. I didn't know that. You can tell me, I'm gonna come in, swing by, and check it out. You know, you can kind of keep an eye and see what's going on, that kind of fun stuff. And then as well, the last thing to discuss for me, now the unfun stuff. Now that the fun stuff's out of the way, we're gonna be ordering this coming week. We finalized and, for the most part, our bay computer, server computer, router, stuff like that we're going to use to the shop. We're going to be ordering all that this week. So the idea is come October 1st, we'll be up and running, at least so someone can hop in, bring their laptop, sit at the table with a stool, you know, pull up your computer, watch the game or hit the internet trying to figure out that problem that you're having with your motorcycle. And then hopefully soon, when you do get a bay, you can log into the computer and we'll be able to use that roaming profile setup that we discussed before. So the idea is to hit the ground running as soon as possible. That way, you know, that full experience is there from day one. But yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. You know, the arcade's going to be super sharp. You know, getting that in there the first weekend. But yeah, so the website, you know, Mark's done a lot of work over the last couple weeks. If you haven't noticed, we've reconfigured some of the front page and some of the tabs are going to start changing, and that's kind of gearing it towards operations. So just keep that in mind. If you find any typos or anything, let us know.
If you find typos, that was Matt messing around, but not me.
It's probably me. It's probably me. So the next thing is Lauren Hale.
Okay, so on the free swag, we placed a pretty substantial order for some tire gauges, and I don't really know how to use these. Matt had to show me, but apparently these are very nice ones, and they're great. And if we can like zoom in,
Oh,
yeah, you can see
nice.
extremely detailed. The company did a great job. So those will be available, and then we are ordering motorcycle license plate, what do they call, holders or whatever?
Yeah.
Like license plate
Frames.
holders.
I think most of the license
Yeah, frames, yeah. So we will have those, you know, kind of a first come, first serve. We ordered a good amount, but I'm sure they will run out quickly. So make sure you get to the shop quickly. Our next thing is community involvement. Now that we actually have a place to go, a tangible place, we will be doing all the public meetings at the MotoGarage moving forward. So the next public meeting will be at the shop on the 20th. We'll still stream it, but you will be able to come and sit in, you know, the audience section and then ask questions or ask questions later or, you know, come before. It's kind of whatever you want to do. But that will be available and we will be there. We'll be occupying the space by then. And we'll just, you know, now that we have, like I said, a place, everything we'll be able to plan rides from there and events and, you know, the soft launch. And if we have, Katie will talk about it later, but the liability waiver you know, you could come before we actually open, and you can't work on your bike, but you could come look around, you could look, see what the plan is. We'll most likely have things set up fairly quickly, so you'll be able to get a real feel for it. You just won't be able to work on your bike. And then the other thing we wanted to mention, if you want to volunteer, please let us know if you have like any old tools you want to get rid of, and you have a garage full of stuff and your wife or significant other is squawking at you. This is a great place to give stuff away. It's going to a great cause. Just saying. If there's some squawking going on. If there's some squawking going on. If you have any ideas, like we said, we always are open to suggestions, comments, concerns, whatever you want to say, and we will answer emails. We're very accessible. The email is info@motogarage.com, or you can drop us a line on Facebook or on the contact page. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to get a hold of us. But just you know, get excited. It's soon. We have a countdown.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, 1 day,
and
2 hours, 42 minutes, and 4
Hey, hold on, there's one small caveat to that timer.
Eastern.
It's an Eastern time.
No.
And I refuse to change it. I refuse to change it.
Our IT guy is on Eastern time, but we
The
all
world revolves around me, Lauren. Shut your mouth.
No. The Midwest. We are. Illinois is the epicenter.
We get a
All you have is farms
IT
over
guy.
there. Yeah. So, anyways, you would have to change it for Eastern time. But get excited. It's very, very soon.
Yes,
And then we can
yes.
send it over to Matt and then Katie.
There'll be no more cramped 3-person.
Yeah, no, this won't happen.
It's fun.
It's a little cozy.
Yeah, a little cozy. No, but one of the cool things Lauren touched on was the fact that we actually will have a space in 2 weeks. So, you know, the community events, we'll start having more events at the shop. We'll have a place to do it at. And that's kind of the idea behind MotoGarage in a nutshell, is to give a space for the community to meet up and do kind of cool things. So that's going to start as soon after October 1st as possible. You know, we're going to get in there and we're going to do some painting and a couple other stuff. But as soon as we get the finalized waiver in our hands, feel free to stop by, come take a tour, come hang out, you know, whatever, you know, come check it out. So we're super excited. And then lastly, Katie.
To add on to that, we will have liability waivers they're willing to be signed. But,
The legal department.
This is our legal
This
department.
is the legal department.
She's got to talk fast at the very end. You know, all the
Disclaimer, that really quick disclaimer, you know.
So we are working to finalize those, and as people do come to the door, we welcome you as of October 1. When we are there and available, we welcome you to walk to the door. We do request that you do sign that waiver just to make sure that both MotoGarage and yourselves are safe. So, and then the one final item is permits from both the state and local perspective. We have been and are continuing to submit with that October 1 opening or issue date. So I think that's actually all I have for today, and I will turn it back over to Matt.
Cool. So we're all online. So the next time you guys hear from us, we'll be in the shop. So we'll figure out a way to you know, the hours while we're there. We'll figure out a way on the website or something, kind of show when an open time to come swing by before the set hours start going. But yeah, we can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be very exciting, and yeah, thanks for tuning in. I think that's it.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it, guys.